Hey, how's it going, everybody? Before I start showing off this stuff to you guys, and I'll try and move it closer to do the adjustments, is I got the camera literally balanced half-ass on one of the arms of the recliner chair next to me. Otherwise, I did do some touch-up work on it, but not much. And for what I did, it came out pretty damn good. Had to do with a large mark that was on top of that corner facing you guys. Or if this was one of the larger desks, this one's definitely for preschool or whatever. There'd be an inkwell there, just a hole cut into it. Anyways, all I can think of is somebody had a jar of some sort that was oval shaped on the bottom sitting there and either set it there after the fact and they just spread it out and left a ring in it, or they were really lazy and had it sitting there and put on the stain and varnish around it. It was in the shape of just like a large zero. And I was thinking maybe it could have been a sticker, but then there was no sticker residue there or anything, which still wouldn't have made sense because then they would have had the sticker on first and varnished around it. It just didn't make sense. But who knows, man? I haven't seen any others that have that. It's usually they got the inkwell there, and when it comes to numbering the desks, some of them on the back of the seat would have a little placard where you can slide in a piece of paper for the student's name or the seat number. So you got me. Otherwise, what I used to get it started on removing that large mark and any scratches, where on scratches this stuff does awesome, and also little blemishes and whatnot. This is put out by Howard, and it was under $10, but I'm gonna round it off at $10, 9 something at Home Depot. It's gone up in price. It's just Restore Finish, dark walnut, and they got a lot of different colors. It's just my store, I think they just had the one for light wood, mahogany, walnut, and then dark walnut. Didn't give you that many choices, and I was lucky to find it. Also, because that stuff didn't quite do it, that's more for marks and scratches and whatnot, to cover up that kind of stuff. When it's something big to where there's just outright no stain or finish there, you got to do other stuff. Where these came in really handy. I'm pretty sure I picked these up at 99¢ only back in the far back times when they were still 99¢ only. Now they're 99¢ only ish. Anyways, it's a set of 3. We're just light, medium, and dark. Here's the package they came in. It's just furniture touch-up markers. Like I say, just light, medium, and dark. And the way I did it is don't just go on it and just make streaks, as in that way React's going to really show up. I started out with the lightest, and just all the light areas and the grain of the wood, I just did like a stippling thing, we're just touching on it, and then did the same thing with the medium color. I didn't use any of the dark. It's the way they stain this. There's areas there's light, and then there's areas it's medium, areas it's dark. It's not a real solid stain. Or, yeah, the stupid cameras making the crossboards on the seat there look darker than they are. Either it's different wood, or they just flat out didn't put any stain on that just to give it a two-tone. And then on the seat itself, that's just from all the kids that have sat in it, which really doesn't look bad. That I'm just going to keep as is. So I didn't want to go too crazy with it, because this one could be from 1905 up to 1910. That's when he started making these, and then the company that he had making them, when they were mass produced or however they did it, then they started continuing on, and there were subtle changes made here and there. some of it might have depended on the size of the desk, to where some of them, not only could you tilt the top, which that desktop does tilt and slide in and out, they had some kind of thing to where they just modified this all metal bracket assembly to hold it on. And I think it was just one screw, it looked like a little knob that you'd unscrew and then it could lift up and down. But I've only seen that on desks that are just a little bigger than this. Then instead of having the cubby hole under the desktop, or the previous ones, that's how they did it. My mom's was that way, to where you just slid in your books under the desktop. They gave you this nice drawer here, put everything in. It does have the little slot on top there, which you can kind of see, for pencils or whatever. Little stop here so your books won't slide off. So let's see, what I'm going to do is pull this in towards you guys. Show you how it adjusts. I'll just take out the drawer. Handle here on the drawer gives all the information. It's just stamped Moulthrop and then Langslow Fowler Corporation, Rochester, New York. Let's see, little tray in the drawer to put pencils, and got this cutout area here, which when it's closed it really doesn't do anything because there's no opening in front of the seat. There's another board that would cover that up, but I think they just did that to make it to where when it's pulled out sideways like this, maybe made it easier for the students to grab their books. And this area is really the only spot that broke off here, where there was a little cutout there. When you slide it in, just under here, there's a piece of wood that's just held on by a screw that rotates to lock it in place when you're pulling it out or whatever. And make it so they can only pull it out so far so they won't spill their stuff all over the floor or whatever. Otherwise, for the desktop here, wing nut screw right there, loosen that up, and then it allows you to tip it. And like I say, it also slides back and forth. As you can see, if the kid had a gut, that would be pushing right under their stomach, so you can also slide it out. So just really innovative for the time. That's the whole thing. This is one of the big innovations they did to replace the old desk, to where you were just stuck with what you had. There were no adjustments or anything. And when you think of it, when they had them bolted to the floor in a row, all kids are different sizes, so depending on the child, they either had a lot of room or not enough to get to the other student's desktop that was behind them. So anyways, don't want to make this video too long here. The reason I took a while is I ended up getting the flu, so I was sick for almost a week, to where it just brought out all my pain. So that I'm still trying to get to go away, because I already have chronic pain, so it did not make it fun. Otherwise, never know with Goodwill. They'll have something like this and have it reasonable on the price, and then they get something else that's broken, like electronics, and they'll have a high price. I think it just depends on who's doing the pricing at my stores. They got several people, or some of them realize, yes, this is a freaking thrift store. Other ones think it's just a regular freaking retail place like eBay, where a lot of them there, I think they look it up on eBay to see what the value is and figure they're going to get that at the damn thrift store. So for me, like I say, it's a small desk. Here, get my synthetic cat. There. It gives you an idea of how big it is. Otherwise, guys. Makes a nice end table. It's just right for my room for a little end table. And on information on this, I will add it to the description, as I did find a couple of sites giving all the history on it of the guy that invented it and whatnot. And if I can find them, which I don't know if I saved them or not, I did find 1 or 2 sites for downloading PDFs where somebody had a whole bunch of old brochures just lined up on a PDF or whatever, and they were showing the original brochure for this, which I think that was from 1910 when they started getting really popular, which I could see a lot of the schools that could do it would have replaced these. It's just so much easier for the students and the teacher to be able to clear stuff and move it around and whatnot. So I will see what I can do on that. Have a good one, everybody.